with the South Willamette Valley Honor Flight. It is the night before we head to Washington, D.C. with 60 local veterans. There are going to be 140 or so people total that are going to be joining us on the flight, volunteers, guardians, and leaders that are going to be accompanying these 60 local military veterans on the honor flight as we go to Washington, D.C. Now, what is the honored flight? We take local veterans to D.C. to visit the monuments, memorials, museums that really many of them built in their honor. So yeah, we'll go to the Vietnam Wall. Most of the veterans on this trip are Vietnam era veterans. So we visit the Vietnam Wall, always an emotional experience. We'll go to the Korean War Memorial. We got a couple Korean War veterans as well. And then we'll also even hit, World War II Memorial, and then a lot of monuments and museums and memorials like the Marine Corps Memorial, the Army Museum, the Air Force Memorial, the Navy Museum. So all the different military branches that are represented on this flight. So a really, really cool opportunity to join. I've been doing this since 2022. And this is always a fun night, this Thursday night where we meet in Portland. We just had dinner, just wrapped up dinner, because you really get an opportunity to get a feel for what this group's going to be like. Like I said, at this point, most of these trips are mostly Vietnam era veterans. I believe there's one female veteran on this whole trip. We've had some where we've had as many as 7 or 8 female veterans. I think I was told this one has one. Been a good group so far. I spoke with one of the flight leaders who's been on so many of these trips, and I'm always it's always great to hear the optimism. That's what he said, is this is going to be a great trip. I just have this feeling that this is going to be a great trip. I think he said that every single time, and guess what? He's been right every single time, because every one of these trips is absolutely fantastic. I'll flip this around so you can get a little bit of a feel or a look at where things are at right now. We're just in the hotel lobby. We're in Portland, right by the airport, because that's where we leave at 8 a.m. You see some of them gathering after eating. This was the welcome they got a few hours ago when they all checked in. Had to get kind of their hotel keys and some shirts and things for the actual trip. So this is it right now. You see Lauren Ruark, the one, the only live shot buddy for KVAL. There's our equipment right there, because we just had a couple live shots. But they checked in here. They got a nice little welcome. As I turn it around, just the lobby of the Sheraton in Portland, that's where we are. I'll walk down a little bit, give you a look. We just ate at the banquet hall, really nice dinner that's always provided, a buffet. But it is going to be an early night, because it is an early morning tomorrow. Again, our flight leaves at 8 in the morning. Here's some of the team leadership right now. Everybody wave. And we go inside. You can see a lot of people still here. There's still a few more things tonight, like they're going to be getting some instructions on how the next few days are going to go over kind of some rules, regulations, so forth. And then also the Guardians have a specific training for what to prepare for the next few days. Again, the way this works is each veteran that's on this trip, and there's 60 of them, will be accompanied by a guardian. A lot of times it's someone they know, maybe a child or a sibling or a neighbor, but sometimes it's a stranger. And by the end of the trip, they won't be strangers, though, because they spend every second together, basically. The Guardians are there to provide for the veterans so that they don't lift a finger. I mean, the idea here is the veterans, this trip is for them. They're not supposed to work. They're supposed to be honored. They're supposed to be taken care of. And so that's up to the Guardians and so many of the other volunteers. What is so great about the honor flight, this is true nationwide, is this is the South Willamette Valley chapter, but there are chapters all around the country. So what's so amazing is the volunteers, whether it's the Guardians or the leaders or the administrative staff, they provide everything to make this trip happen. So if they're traveling on the trip tomorrow to go to Washington, D.C., the volunteers pay their way and it covers the cost along with some donations and fundraising for the veterans. So the veterans don't pay a penny to be on this trip because, again, this is all about providing for them. So this group right now, like I said, I've gotten to chat with a few of them. I spoke with a couple about like what they're looking forward to. Some of them said a few names on the Vietnam Wall that they're planning on seeking out so that they can make sure they get maybe an etching of, or people they either served with or people they knew from their hometown. Some people mention that they're looking forward to the memorials and the museums. I love the Army Museum. The Army Museum's really cool. The Marine Museums, I mean, they're all great. I'll be honest, they're all great. We go to the Air and Space Museum as well. All great museums, but definitely some interest in that. And then I just think, there's some of them that are just like, I just can't wait to hear the stories, talk to some of these people, hang out with their fellow veterans. So just an amazing trip where they get the opportunity to do all of the things that they probably never dreamed they would be able to do. I'm going to walk across the stage right now as I give you a quick look again at this group. Right here is a table that is specifically set for fallen soldiers. So for those that are killed or missing in action. And each element of this table has a symbolic meaning behind it. I wish I knew the exact meaning of all of them, but each one of them has a specific specific symbolism to it. And this sits here every single time we do this. As you can I back up, that table, that round table right there, sits solitary with that one chair. That's part of this trip. Is it's fun, it's exciting. Usually this Thursday night where everybody gets together is one of the fun nights, but there's certainly emotions to it, and it can be trying, it can be straining, but I think it's a great experience for every single one of them, whether it does lead to a lot of emotions or it's just fun. A lot of these veterans that I've spoken to, for them, their service was fantastic. They have great memories. Some of them, they have dark memories. And you get them all together, though, and experience this trip together. And it's just such an amazing dynamic every single time. I've been going since, I think, April of 2022. Was my first trip. We go twice a year. The South Willamette Valley Honor Flight does, which features Lane, Lynn, and Benton County veterans. And so I've been on a bunch of these, and each one is really different. I'll turn this around if you are just tuning into this live stream. I'm Brandon Kamerman. I am with KVAL. I go on the honor flight along with my photographer, Lauren Ruark. We go to Washington, D.C. That's where we're headed tomorrow. Our flight leaves at 8 in the morning from Portland. We're at the Portland We're at a Portland Airport hotel right now. We leave from Portland International Airport tomorrow. We're going to get to D.C., evening time in Washington. We stay at a hotel actually in Virginia. And then Saturday morning, we're up bright and early, and that's where the activities are packed. Just visiting tons of monuments and memorials and museums, and just fulfilling this incredible journey. We go pretty much all day Saturday. We have dinner Saturday night at the Loudon Elks Lodge in Virginia, the food is unbelievable. It's an amazing experience. We get right back up Sunday morning, go back out to a couple other museums, and then we head back to the airport to fly back to Portland. So we get back Sunday night. We'll get in, I believe between 8 and 9 is when we're due to get in. If you ever have the chance, I really recommend to find a way to be there at the Portland airport when we get back, because we get this amazing reception. And if you can't make it, I'm going to try to make sure that we have a live stream right here on YouTube. So again, between 8 or 9 on Sunday night. The reception's incredible. It's something that is just, you're going to see incredible emotions. We usually get a huge crowd there. There's bagpipes, there's salutes. It's a really incredible experience. So that'll be Sunday night, but that's after this incredible journey of visiting all these monuments and memorials and I'll do my best to document it all, whether it's here, that you can get some of the content on YouTube or on our social media, Facebook, Instagram, at KVAL News. I'll try to provide our coverage throughout the next couple days. So stay tuned to all KVAL social media platforms, as well as on air. I'll have some live coverage, and you'll be able to catch some of our content throughout the weekend. Monday at 6 p.m. on KVAL, I'll have a package that recaps the whole trip. So stay tuned for that. We'll also make sure that gets up on our social media platforms and our website as well at kval.com. Follow along, because it's really a trip of a lifetime, and it's really, really cool. You know, everybody has some connection to a veteran, right? Was it your father, your grandpa, whether you're a veteran, a spouse? And I think what this trip does is it gives you a different perspective maybe than you've had. Even if you were a veteran, it just gives you a different perspective on what it means to serve and what we owe those who have served this country. I'm honored always to be able to join them and document this trip. So I look forward to being able to provide that coverage for you. Thanks for tuning in, and again, keep it with us throughout the next few days.